Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Nizam SG Real Estate Strategies, and also welcome to another episode of our Series 1, All Matters Real Estate. So today's discussion is about logic versus emotion when it comes to property decisions. So in the last video, if you've watched it, our objective was simple, to set the platform right for the whole series. So we discussed about fixed and growth mindset. So you have not watched it, I strongly suggest you do so that you will be able to understand the flow that we are trying to achieve here. Okay, on to today's topic, logic versus emotion when it comes to property ownership. I believe this topic will resonate with many of us homeowners out there when we set out to buy, especially our first property. I can relate to it very much as well, So from a mindset in the last episode to emotion, I think it is directly related and a major consideration when it comes to property purchase. So if you agree with me, growth mindset equals logical thinking. So don't think we can deny that, but let's delve into it further and deeper. So let me share my slide. All right. So how do we judge our property purchase? Is it through logic thinking or emotion? I just want to share with you this recent article. Okay, Pinnacle at Duxton sold for 1.23 million, record broken again. This was the highest transacted HDB in March 2020. Well, next, in April 2020, a 5-room flat at Sky Terrace at Dawson was transacted at 1.01 million. Can you imagine, Sky Terrace? So, but I want to highlight to you, the one I highlighted in red at the bottom of the screen. The seller is upgrading to a larger private property. So, we will come back to this, Why I find it interesting, this article, is the fact that, what kind of mindset do this seller have, right? Okay. Renovation costs. Why I touch on renovation costs is because renovation is a lot more to do with emotion, I believe, to someone's typical taste of a household and all that. This is just a survey done by SG Finance, Yahoo.com. A typical 4-room flat, the ballpark figure for renovation cost is about 55,000. Imagine 55,000 just to renovate a 4-room flat. To not fantastic, it's just a simple renovation according to this report. If you notice, demolition work, flooring, carpentry, electrical, paint and everything can come up to about 55,000. This if everything else doesn't go wrong. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of emotion is being put into when we come to property purchase. And we forget about the hidden costs that we might incur when it comes to the short, mid, or long term, right? Now, I want to bring your attention to this graph. We talk about Pinnacle at Duxton, transacted at 1.23 million, Sky Terrace at Dawson at 1.01 million. So imagine it was bought this year. If you look at this HDB trend, let me on the cursor. So from 2006 to 2013, right, the price of HDB actually increased by 100%. What happened in 2013? 2013, the government introduced a lot of measures, especially MSR. MSR is mortgage servicing ratio, which actually dampened the HDB market tremendously. So if you notice, from 2013 to 2015, there was a drop of 10.6% when it comes to transacted HDB prices. So from then till today, 2005 to 2020, 5 years, you can see that the graph is flat. So technically, HDB prices neither go up and neither go down. So this is something that we need to take into consideration when we want to purchase our HDB flat. Nothing wrong in owning a HDB flat because more than 70% of us live in HDB. But even comes to HDB purchase, there must be some logic to it, not all emotion. All right, that's what I'm trying to say. Now, let's move on. So, the couple of slides I've highlighted earlier was talking about HDB price at above 1 million. So what do you think? Whether the buyer actually put into logic thinking, or was it pure emotion? I don't know. I think we won't know. Only the buyers know. So, but having said that, looking from a perspective of a neutral party, does it make sense to buy a HDB at 1.2 million, having seen the trend of HDB flat for the last 5 years? So this is something we need to consider, right? So moving on, I just want to highlight to you this part about new launch. Okay, the private property market. I'm sure you have seen this kind of scenarios probably a couple of years back where people actually rush to buy property, especially new launch. So I'm asking you this question, my friends: buy property when everyone is rushing, or buy property when SHOWFLAT is empty? So I think this is something that we need to consider because herd mentality, human is very it's natural for human beings to actually follow the crowd. When there's a queue to a certain place, it means the perceived value is very good. But when it comes to, for example, nobody patronize that particular stall, or drink stall, whatever you call it, it is perceived to be, maybe it's just not right. So similarly with property purchase, especially new launch, what do you think developers will be doing when they see people rushing to buy their property? So I think, logically thinking, developers will have the upper hand. And what will they do? Probably increase the price, because the demand is such that it's for them to capitalize on the market, right? But having said that, when it comes to today's market, especially, even worse today, pandemic, COVID-19, we can't even go to the SHOWFLAT. So is it something that you need to consider, or is there opportunity? It is something that we need to think about quite logically. So emotion has to be put aside when it really comes to property purchase, because to us in Propnex, we value numbers. We value our clients, so that with numbers, with the right calculation, with the right progress and charting the strategies, I think it's important. Logical thinking has to take precedence, right? Now, moving forward, I'm just gonna highlight to you this. I'm sure you have seen this chart before of how the property market in Singapore has performed for the past 10-15 years. In 2006 all the way to 2020. So along the way, if you notice, at 2006, 2007, 2008, there was a crisis, the Lehman Brothers crisis. Before that, property rose 34%. And when the crisis hit the world, property price in Singapore went down by 9%. But you can see, it didn't went down too long. It took a turn for the better for the next almost 6-7 years, right? Up to 2014, private property prices actually increased by almost 50%. So what happened in 2013? Like I've explained earlier with HDB market, the government introduced rounds and rounds of cooling measures because property prices were going up too fast. So when the cooling measures were introduced, it took a hit. Of course, the property market took a hit, and it went down by about 5%. But slowly, people get used to the fact that cooling measures are here to stay. The anticipation of the government, easing the measures are probably non-existent. So buyers start to come to the market, and the market did run for a while up to 2018, 2019. Yeah, but unfortunately, we are now in a pandemic situation. So probably the prices will take a hit. Analysts have predicted between 3 to 5%. I tend to agree. I don't think there'll be fire sale because of the fact that since the property cooling measures were introduced in 2013, Singapore's property market, especially the private property market, has become very resilient. Right. Now, I want to share with you this. This is very interesting because this is I just got it today on the 16th of May 2020. A chart done by Business Times. It shows you the cycle in a more in-depth perspective, where the resale transaction as well as the new launch. So, in fact, it gives you a better picture on how the property cycle in Singapore is heading, right? So every high is higher than the previous low. So it's really something that we need to consider. Comes to logical thinking, no emotion, because numbers, statistics play a part in our decision making when it comes to property, right? Okay. Before I move on, I just want to help you understand that at Propnex we are very passionate about what we do, and it's not about getting you it's about having that assurance in terms of numbers before you even make that purchase. So what do we have in Propnex? I want to share what we have, what I do for our clients before we even talk about what to buy, where to buy, how to buy. All right. So importantly, we have this RAM system. It gives a very detailed picture in terms of affordability, in terms of reserve fund. I just want to highlight to you this part. Let me open up the cursor. Right. Okay. If you notice, right, this part. Oops. Reserve fund in periods, right, at the bottom right of the screen. See, you can see my cursor. Yeah. This is the assurance that we are able to provide before you as a consumer make a decision, because all the numbers here are based on the numbers given by you as consumer. From there this system will be able to generate in terms of reserve fund available in periods, meaning how many months, how many years. In the situation, in the case of probably you losing your job, or you're transiting to another job and all that, it takes some time and all that. So importantly, reserve fund. Without this assurance, I myself will not even recommend my clients to actually move forward with their purchase until I'm comfortable, so that they are comfortable. That's how we do business here, right? Okay, moving forward, I just want to give you a scenario where logical thinking prevails. Look at this PARC CLEMATIS recent launch. It was just launched probably less than 6 months ago, or maybe slightly more. Okay, it was an en bloc site, and the developer Sing Hyai actually managed to win the bid, and their break-even price is 1437 after cost and all that. So conservatively, of course, developers are profit-making companies. So let's say they were to make a 10% profit out of the development. So the estimated selling price would be 1581 as shown in this slide. Okay. Now, imagine you look at what has been transacted from March to May to date, right? In terms of PSF, all are within the 1516 range. So if I were to bring back this slide, the previous slide, this developer has to sell 1581 per square foot to just make measly 10%. But what they did, they actually, with the right entry price, with this, isn't this logical for you to enter and put your investment in PARC CLEMATIS just based on PSF, because the price is right, because it's just slightly above break even. So there is room for growth, because one of the reason why is developers will be able to stage the price for you in the years to come. So if you enter at the right time, you enter early, having that first mover advantage, you're able to enjoy the potential upside in good times. Right. Another example, Seaside Residence in 2016 was a government land sale. If you notice at the bottom there, I highlighted the break even for this development is 1353 per square foot. So in 2016 when they launched, at 2017, this is just an example, right? Same stack, different level. A unit at the 17th floor was bought in April 2017 at 1679 per square foot, slightly above the break even. I just bring you back to the previous slide. 1353 was bought at 1679. Yeah, another 10%, 20% margin for the developer. But having said that, if you were to look at the similar stack, 6th floor above, that was bought in January 2019 at 2114 per square foot. A difference of 435 per square foot. Same stack, just a mere 6th floor difference. You can imagine if it was just a 1,000 square feet unit, the buyer that bought the 17th floor would have literally made 435,000 just within a span of 2 years. So with logical thinking, with our RAM system, we are able to, with the research that we have done, we are able to, seize out opportunities when it comes to private new launch. So these are things that you need to understand. It's not about emotion. I don't need to buy the highest floor to have the most fantastic view, because I'll be paying a premium. So you must understand this concept about property ownership and investment. Right. So my friends, let me just bring you back to right. Sorry about that. So in summary, I think important for us to understand why we need to see things from a logical perspective. Numbers, that is key when it comes to property purchase. Numbers are very important. So we need to make sure that we do our sums. And like I said, in Propnex, we have the RAM system to analyze your risk. RAM system is called risk analysis method, so that you are able to understand what are your risks moving forward with the purchase, whether you are comfortable with it or not. This is something that you need to understand. So, like I said, we have this series is to share with you the right steps in order for you to make that right purchase. So episode 1, we talk about mindset. Episode 2, we touch a bit about logic and emotion when it comes to property purchase. And subsequent episode, you will be able to link all the episodes together, why we are embarking on this journey of empowerment for consumers out there. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop us an email, PM us, or message us. And if you find this video interesting and beneficial, please share the link with your friends and family so that they too can benefit from our sharing. So last but not least, please subscribe to our channel so that you are updated when our latest episodes are being uploaded. So with that, Nizam Adli out.